Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Thursday, September 18, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, shopkeeper accused of chopping and shooting at man. A 25-year-old shopkeeper who is accused of chopping a man in the head on July 25 has been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and unlawful wounding is Jason Winter of Prospect Main Road, St. Thomas. Reports from the St. Thomas police are that about 10 a.m., Winter got into a dispute with a man. It is alleged that Winter used a machete to chop the man to the left side of his head. The injured man was taken to a medical facility where he was treated and released. Later that day, after being released, the injured man reportedly confronted Winter. It is alleged that Winter then brandished a firearm and opened fire. The injured man escaped unharmed. A report was made to the police and an investigation was launched into the matter. Winter was subsequently taken into custody and was formally charged. His court date is being arranged. Man fatally struck by car while riding bicycle in Old Harbor. The police in Old Harbor, St. Catherine are investigating the death of a man on a bicycle who was hit by a car along the Gutters Main Road on Tuesday. Dead is 24-year-old laborer Shelley Don Carter of McCook Pen in Old Harbor. Reports are that about 7:30 a.m., Carter was riding a bicycle along the roadway when he was hit by a 2017 Toyota Probox motor car. He sustained severe injuries. Carter was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Carter's death is one of 4 that occurred on Tuesday, including 2 fatalities in Pusey Hill, Manchester, Ricardo Harrison, 44, and the 31-year-old Demar Anderson, and Andre Anderson in Duncan's Trelawney. Kingston woman accused of stabbing man in neck. The Kingston Central Police have charged a woman with wounding with intent after she allegedly stabbed a man while they were at home on Duke Street, Kingston on September 8. She is 28-year-old Andrea Douglas. The police say an argument developed between Douglas and a man, during which Douglas allegedly used a knife to stab the man to the right side of his neck. The police responded to calls for assistance, and the man was taken to the hospital where he was treated. Douglas was arrested and subsequently charged on Tuesday. Her court date is being finalized. Jamaican man pleads guilty to sex offense charges in Florida. A 28-year-old Jamaican citizen has pleaded guilty in a federal court in Tallahassee, Florida, to attempting to entice or persuade a minor to engage in sexual activity. Devon Antonio Miller has also pleaded guilty to interstate travel with intent to engage in illicit sexual conduct. The plea was announced Monday by the attorney for the Northern District of Florida, John P. Heekin. Miller, who is residing in Thomasville in Georgia, is facing a minimum mandatory 10 years imprisonment, a maximum of life imprisonment, followed by 5 years to life for supervision upon release. Sentencing is set for November 20. According to court documents, between April 10 and April 12 this year, detectives of the Tallahassee Police Department and the Leon County Sheriff's Office, along with Homeland Security investigators, participated in a joint undercover operation in Leon County focused on identifying individuals using the internet to sexually exploit children. During the operation, investigators identified Miller, who was soliciting an undercover detective whom he thought was a 15-year-old girl for sex through an online website. The authorities say Miller believed he was going to be engaged in sexual activity with a minor when he drove from Florida to a meeting location in Tallahassee, where he was intercepted by law enforcement and immediately arrested. Telecom's hitch hits a Maitland murder trial. Digital service disruption prevents a witness being reached. A disruption in the service provided by Telecom's giant Digicel on Wednesday morning led to the unavailability of a witness in the Noel Maitland murder trial, stalling the matter which prosecutors are hopeful will resume today. The setback resulted in Senior Prosecutor Claudette Thompson and the trial judge Leighton Pusey empathizing with the 7-member jury for attending court so often, only to have the trial repeatedly put off, but ask them to bear with the process. Maitland is being tried for murder and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse in relation to the July 12, 2022 disappearance of his social media influencer girlfriend, Donnelly Donaldson. She was last seen alive at the Chelsea Manor apartment complex in St. Andrew, where Maitland lived. We had a particular witness for today and one for tomorrow, Thursday. All the time, I was in communication with her. Since then, we have not been able to establish communication at all. A subpoena was served on her. In fact, it is she who insisted that we prepare it so that she could be released by her employer, Thompson told the jurors. Upon a visit to her workplace late Monday evening, we discovered that she was contracted to work at a particular official function of national importance, Thompson added. She said numerous attempts were made to contact the witness, however each attempt failed. One of the service providers' service is down. We have asked our police to try and re-engage her at her workplace, but we have not been successful yet. We expected her to come, and then the other witness we had for tomorrow, Thursday. We tried to engage the scene of crime officer, and in the middle of those discussions, the service went down. The long and the short of it is that we have no witnesses here today for those reasons, the prosecutor explained. Judge Pusey asked the jurors to remember that unforeseen things do happen, causing delays which they have experienced on numerous occasions since the start of the trial in the Home Circuit Court downtown Kingston. He added that arrangements would be made to ensure that the trial would not be held on Fridays to afford the jurors the opportunity to look about important personal business. The last time we had a power cut that knocked out everything. Now we have the digital service going out and causing problems in relation to that. We just have to persist, and we will have to persist. Since we know we are going to be taking some time in this matter, we are going to do our best to ensure that we won't have to be here on Friday, so you'll have time to do your personal business and important things, he said. On Tuesday, the jurors listened to a former car wash employee complete her testimony as a witness. She testified from overseas via a secure video link. According to her, in July 2022, a man brought a sofa to the car wash where she was employed. He requested that the furniture be washed. The witness said she saw blood like rice grain coming from the sofa as she power washed it. Based on her belief that the substance was blood, she remarked while washing the sofa that whoever the blood belonged to must have died and bled out. "Look like them killed somebody in it," she told the court. The employee claimed that while she was convinced what she saw was blood, it was never confirmed to her by the police. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.